There we go. Cool. Sorry about that.
Hey.
Hey,
Oh, Mike. What do you reckon,
How's it
mate?
going,
Let's do this.
man? Well, I got Monster Water, tour water.
No.
So,
here's
Oh,
a second
respect.
one for you, Mike.
oh
No,
yeah,
Oh
okay.
no, no,
yeah.
we didn't bring
Just
you
the
one.
left, right, the left, right, 1, 2.
Tell you, Mike, you're going to appreciate this. I was digging through my drawer just before this
Uh-huh.
interview, and I found there is nothing wrong with this brain.
Oh yeah, nice.
Anyway, that's all the gags we
And
have.
and
I promise no more.
that's why you became a hoarder and never throw things away. You never know. You never know.
Mate, before we get started, I have always wanted to ask you this. Your bandana is obviously the signature look you have been wearing for decades. Now, do you have a favorite bandana shop?
No, we actually get made. Um, a little trivia. There's only one place in America that has the press that's left anymore. That's our actual pattern, the expat pattern, and we it's like this huge machine, die cuts, so it's on both sides, and we get like 10,000 made at a time.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Full blown
Oh,
production.
um, mate, we recently, obviously, the big news of the last few weeks was that we lost Ozzy, and Roger
Yeah.
Waters recently got torn a new one by Jack Osborne. I don't know if you saw that.
I got up this morning and I was uh, looking to see if someone responded to a message, and so I went on Instagram, and so that was the first thing that came up. So I kind of know a little bit, I saw something where it said he said he'd never gave a fuck about him or something. I don't know, and that Jack responded. So I'm not really sure, but I that's the only familiarity I have with it.
No fair. Do you have any good Aussie memories?
I have a lot of good Aussie memories. My three boys were all born in Australia, so that's huge.
Wow.
So you don't get bigger than that. And I was a permanent resident for a bit, so I lived in down in New South Wales and Queensland for a bit. So
Yeah.
I go back to when I was little, before I did music or anything, whatever. And my family, we didn't really travel or anything. We didn't have money, but when I was a kid, I always said, I want to go to Australia and I want to go to Japan. Don't know why. Well, a little bit as I got older, then had a lot of people from Japan that came out, for the car culture, all the skating and all that different things, and a lot of surfers that I started meeting, that came out from Australia and stuff. My brother was a pro skater and surfed and all that, so I started meeting people, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool. I'd love to go there. And it wasn't until '93, the first time Suicidal got there and landed, and we first show was in Perth. As I say, the other side of the world. And Perth's a lot different now, but I was like, man, is the air different here? And
Mm.
just loved it. I was on Scarborough Beach, and there was nobody there, and I couldn't figure it out and stuff. And then living on the Sunshine Coast, it's was amazing. It was right by the beach. My son went to school there for a couple years, and my oldest, and then it was great until it was schoolies, and then they got invaded by all those people, and then I became a local that's fucking go home, But yeah, I've a lot of great experiences, and my wife's family's from the Gold Coast, and so consequently, we're doing. Fortunately, being able to do the 6 shows with Metallica, we're doing 6 suicidal shows, and then just that haven't been announced yet, but I'm doing 2 Psycho Michael shows. The last Metallica shows in Auckland, New Zealand. Then I'm flying back and doing one in the Gold Coast and the Sunshine Coast, a Psycho Michael. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Oh,
Yeah,
mate.
so you've made yourself really busy on this tour, Mike. Like I was thinking, like on your off days from the big Metallica shows, you would have been taking Amy Lee down to the skate park to help her perfect her tray flips. But no, you decided to pack more shows in.
Nah, mate, you got it all wrong. So we get to Perth. We have the first day of rehearsal, whatever. Do the Suicidal headline show. Come on, man, you got to give me more credit than this. Do the first Suicidal show. Do the Metallica show at Optus Stadium on November 1st, and November 2nd. You know, where I'm gonna be seeing the Wiggles.
Yes.
Straight out.
One of the coolest things about this job that I do now is that I became friends with Anthony Field. We both bonded over the fact. So he and I are both Army veterans, and we're both crazy. So we bond over. Yeah.
Well, I know that I read some. I know he follows Metallica and all that kind of stuff, and his daughter in with now too. And I know I go way back. OG Wiggles. I know all the Wiggle history. You know, the Emma, all the controversy, all the breakups, I know it all.
Yes.
So, don't try to sneak that by me. Whether it's hot potato, fruit salad, or we're coming up to, sunglasses, whatever it is. I got it. I got it down.
Mate, sorry, go ahead, Rush.
Oh no, I said we've got to try and work that collaboration angle so they can introduce the Psycho Wiggle.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because, and I probably should say it, but when way back when I was living there, I first got introduced to the Wiggles, my son being young and stuff. And I think the Wiggles are a little bit like the Disney movies. People take their kids to the Disney movie, and I didn't have kids, and I'm like, man, that's lame. You got to have a kid to go to Disney movie. And then I realized the parents like it, So I think half the Australian kids are because people want to really see the Wiggles, and they look bad if they don't have a kid with them. So that's my theory. That's my theory. But and I don't think no one could prove me wrong. But when I was there, I was going like, man, I want to do the one with the little kids where they have the punk rock. I don't want to eat my vegetables. I don't want to eat my vegetables. Go to school. Yeah, but I don't think the world needs it. So we'll stick with Wiggles.
Mate, how do you, as a man who has Ben Weinman in a band with you, the unspoken
and I
rule,
have the scars to prove it.
Yeah, the unspoken rule is that if it exists, Ben Weinman will jump off it while playing guitar. How do you prevent him from killing himself on stage?
Well, sometimes you try to land on me, but it was interesting because we were playing this one place and we were playing the next night and we were out there watching. And I look at Ben and I see him, he's just looking around and just doing this, like, this calculating like a scientist, just deep in thought and you see his lip moving a little bit like he's thinking, to himself. And I realized afterwards, next day, he was thinking of what he could do. And he asked a couple questions. Like he goes, "What do you think how do you think that's what the support of that is and stuff, different things and stuff." So anyhow, yeah, that's Ben, and he challenges himself, and he's paid the price, and he gets in his own world. And I've been hit by his guitar many, many, many times. And have many bruises and scars to prove it. So, yeah, kid you not.
Oh, I love that, man. And I got this mental image of him, the meme of someone doing thinking intensely, and they've got all the math symbols over their head of him just going, calculating the azimuth of a jump.
Like, what was that movie? A Beautiful Mind or whatever?
Yeah.
Russell Crowe one or whatever? Yeah.
Oh, The Beautiful Mind, yeah.
Yeah.
With this new lineup of Suicidal Tendencies, which is just out of this world, do you and Dean kind of feel like the parents as you were? I mean, you've got your troublesome kid, Ben, like we just saw him with the Dillinger escape plan. You're like, he's off doing his thing. Like you're wondering, is he going to get home safe? You've got Jay Weinberg, famously the son of Max Weinberg, and he's been in some other bands as well. But I'm always going to think of him as Max's kid. And Now you got Rob's kid in the band as well.
Yeah.
How's that dynamic?
I think it's great. One of the things that like you see, and as Ty's gotten, he just turned 21. I think he's been playing with us almost 7 years, and uh, we've had problems. Tim checking into hotel rooms, different things like that. It's crazy, but when it first started playing with us, and as he started getting older and looks more and more like Robert all the time, a lot of people, they say, "Oh, it's because he's Robert's son, this and that," and he's somebody that young, and I'm like, I was like 15, 16 when I started doing Suicidal,
Mm.
we were all young when we got Josh Freeze started playing with Infectious. He was 17. Josh Paul, who's doing the Psycho Michael thing with me, he was in Suicidal. He was 18 when he got on. Brooks was 14 when he started playing with Infectious Grooves, 16 in Suicidal. Thundercat, the bass player, he was 16 when he started playing with Suicidal. His brother was 17, went on to play with George Duke, Stanley Clark, Prince, all these people and crazy jazz musicians and stuff. And, it's always been that way. Brandon Perthborn plays with Offspring now. And Grayson was, I think, 19 when he started playing with us. He's in Solpatura. And it's not a matter of the age, it's the person. In the same sense, too, we had Dave Lordo play with us for a while from Slayer. And Jay now, obviously he was in Slipknot for 10 years. It's the right player where they're coming from. And so it's not really the age. And I think that's the whole situation. You take people and on the background, like Bennett said recently, said it in different ways, but we were talking about doing a record and he brought up the subject and he was saying, when I first heard Suicidal, I was, he told the story different, but he many times, but he said, when I first Suicidal was skateboarding and I heard it, it's like I stopped and I'm listening to it and I'm going, whoa, what is this? And he goes, I knew it was different. There's something about it. And he always told a story and he, kind of went into the point where he goes, that's why I want to do a Suicidal record, because I want to do something that means something to people that, that have never heard it. When they hear it the first time, they're like, whoa, what is this kind of thing and stuff. And so I think it's really important, besides Ben being an amazing guitar player, you also kind of have to all be on the same page,
Mm.
and you also, can't be afraid to bring your special thing into it. And I, obviously won't tell Ben how to play guitar, but I don't need to, and I don't need to tell him how to play Suicidal, and he knows how the it all fits in together and stuff, and same with Jay and stuff. So it's amazing with Tye, where you see people that go from like, oh, when he was younger, that's not fair, way better bass players, this and that, and they're in their, guess they're in their mom's basement or whatever, and to see him like, where people have to shut up after they see him play, to see Tye, to me, is like the next generation of the original Z Boys. They broke through, did all this, and the people coming up, they just went to a whole nother level, and he has the ability and the experience from seeing what other people do to start off at a higher level and stuff. And so Tye, to me, is going to be like an absolute a superstar, and when all said and done, he's going to be another one that people are just going to do this gnarly. And he's done some stuff for me on the project we're doing, and it's just like, it's amazing. He's just an amazing bass player, and just a great person, which is saying a lot nowadays too.
Yeah. Mate, Mike, just to finish up, we live in very angry times, and one of your most famous songs is "Institutionalized." I just wonder, what would
Yeah.
it's pretty shit to be a young person these days. Like, we at least grew up with some optimism, and hope for the future. These kids don't really have that. I just wonder, how do you feel
No.
about, like, what would you say to young people today who are just feeling angry and they don't know what to do with their emotions?
Well, it's one of those ones that I found that I can't really talk, because I would basically, and people use the word and then they get all upset because it's you're expressing one side of the political spectrum. But you see people really cringe when I start saying certain things and uncomfortable. And that word cancel or whatever. You can't. You don't understand. You don't know what it's like. And I remember years ago, I was with my son, some of his friends, and they were talking about all how things were terrible and this and that. The police. I said, "Oh yeah, how many times have you had your nose broken by the police? Never. How many times have you been handcuffed and beat in an alley by the police? Never. How many times you had your ribs broken by the police? Never." You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, it happened to me all kinds of times. You know what I mean? It's like there's a certain thing, and it's not a generational thing. The difference is I think that with some of my kids' teachers, they basically are teaching them it's you have no control over the world. There's this contradiction of you can be anything without having to put any work in, and society world's not fair. My dad said the world's not fair. It's like an adrenaline, it's like one life to live, and this is what you're doing. Life isn't fair. No one said it would be. You know what I mean? No one owes you anything. No one owes you anything. And a lot of the stuff that my dad's stuff that people will say, "Oh, you can't see, you don't know people's struggles." I go, I don't know their struggles, but I know if they don't struggle, they don't accomplish anything. Kind of like there's this about a class and the little kids, and they had the chickens, and they're hatching the chickens, and one of the little birds is like it still hadn't broken through, and they could just see it, and it looks so weak and this and that, and so they all wanted to break the shell. Guess which one died? The one they broke the shell, because he needs that struggle to be able to have the strength. You know what I mean? That's life. And I think that sometimes I'm not like saying that, you put on, go out in the snow naked and this and that. I go, the life is there's going to be difficult things. You need to be prepared for whatever it is as best as you can. Don't say, put the blinders on and say, but I didn't know. I don't want to be, well, I didn't know. I want to know. You know what I mean? And so there's a point where it's like, there's a difference between being angry and a difference between being happy. My dad always said, and it's a valid point, he goes, on a journey when you're doing something you really say you want to do, but don't believe you can do, every step, and using it symbolism, every step you take is painful. But when you get to the point where you are, then you're like, this is amazing, And so there's a lot of work to get to that point that something's amazing. And I think that's one of the things with people. It's like they're not told, dude, it's okay to feel like fucking shit sometimes. It's not okay to accept feeling like shit all the time and thinking that's what your destiny is. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's okay for things not to go the way you want. Because I took a psychology class, and they had this book, I think it was called The First 100 or something like that. And it was about lottery winners and the first 100 lottery winners. And 7 of them were murdered. A bunch were in jail. The vast majority had absolute terrible things happen to them. No, whether it was, the family doesn't associate with them, blah, blah, this, all kinds of stuff. There's very few that said, I won, I'm glad I did. And it's how things that, that saying, be careful what you wish for. And anything that comes easy, you don't appreciate, And so I look at things and go like, bro, people say this is fucked up. I go, yeah, it is. So what have you done about it? I can't do anything. And I go, that's why it's fucked up.
Mark, we need to put a pin in it, mate. We have unfortunately run over. Thank you very much for your time today, dude. We will see you in Australia.
Shut the fuck up, man.
You'll be seeing either one or both of us in the photo pit in Brisbane. So be good to yourself, mate. We'll see you soon.
Thank you, brother.
Appreciate believe me, Mike. Right. We don't want to say shut up, but we have to say bye. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Go take those Pepsis and leave me with the Monster Tour water.
Right. Fuck yeah, brother.
Nothing wrong with that, brain.
See you, mate.